Here we go. The J-Dogg is going to snack tonight on a little Smackdown. So just finished watching Friday Night Smackdown. Main event. The Universal Champion Roman Reigns defending against Sami Zayn. I don't know where to start with the show, man. I'm not going to sit here and do a hour-long review or 2-hour review of SmackDown or Raw every week. Like others, I'm not going to name here on the community. They sit here every single week. It's the same thing over and over on Raw. How much Raw sucks, how much WWE sucks, how much WWE logic sucks and creative and booking. We've heard it all. We've heard it all. Okay? But that doesn't mean because I'm not going to sit here for like an hour and do the whole review of the show that we can't talk about some of the illogical stuff or vent on, how we want wrestling to be better. And this is why a lot of us quote unquote real wrestling fans are enjoying AEW because AEW is presenting a product that caters to us and caters to a more logical and I don't know traditional in some ways, but also new in other ways. But we just like wrestling. We like wrestling. We like it to make a little sense, man. They have the rankings. They book guys accordingly. Wins and losses matter. When they have a battle royal for number one contender, and I'll get into that shortly, or a tournament, it means something. Okay, so going to SmackDown, started off the show with Sami Zayn coming out. Sorry, Brock Lesnar coming out. Sami Zayn interrupts him. I get the comedy. It's funny. And Brock Lesnar showing a little bit of his personality. I have no problem with that. And I'm a huge fan of Sami Zayn. And maybe that's some of my biasness where I wish the Sami Zayn would be treated a little better. But I get it. I get it. Back in my day, look, back in my day, there's the old man showing his age. Back in my day, guys like The Genius, Lanny Poffo, Coco Beware, guys like that had these stupid gimmicks, but they could wrestle. They could wrestle, and they weren't the guys that were over. The Hulk Hogan's, the Jake the Snakes, who Lanny Poffo and Coco Beware would say were better technical wrestlers than them, but they had these gimmicks, and they came out and they jobbed. And if Sami Zayn is the Lanny Poffo or the genius of this era, then so be it. I'm just a fan of his, and I wish like an AEW guys that could wrestle get a chance to prove it and go out there and perform, and get booked accordingly. So it started off with that. I mean, Sami Zayn gets bullied by Brock Lesnar into booking himself, cashing in his number one contenders. And again, now we have authority figures in the back making matches, but now Brock Lesnar is making matches and Sami Zayn could just cash in like if it's money in the bank whenever he wants. So that makes no goddamn sense. Anyway, he bullies him into that, goes to the back. Sonya Deville is back there. She books it fine. She's the authority figure. She's booking it. I'll jump to her right now because Sonya Deville is supposed to be a heel now, right? She's being a heel against Naomi. But now she's siding with Brock Lesnar, who's a face now, and going against Sami Zayn and booking him in this match, and with other superstars, she comes across as a face, but then she's a heel with Naomi. So it's like, Jesus Christ, man! Like let's have it make a little sense, man. I'm all for look. I like having a good heel and a good face, and it makes more sense, and it creatively it it just tells a better story. It tells about I get it that there's gray areas, and Stone Cold led the way with that when he was the anti-authority figure, but he was still the face. He was still the baby face out there. And he had heels, and McMahon led the way as the main heel. So yeah, the gray area where the baby face doesn't have to be this soft and smiling all the time, this Rocky Maivia type of a baby face as he was. So that's fine. You could be a little badass and be a heel, but Jesus Christ, like I didn't get that. Then Sonya Deville, it's ridiculous. And anyway, then I'm gonna skip all the way to the main event, and the main event was Sami Zayn, and then Brock Lesnar comes out, and I get it, yeah, logical sense. Brock Lesnar came out. Brock Lesnar wants to face Roman Reigns. He doesn't want Sami Zayn. He wants to face Roman at day one, whatever the hell they're calling that pay-per-view, and that's fine. You could have your match, but do you need to do this nonsense to get to that match? Do you need to do this to get to that match? No. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns already told the story, man. They already tell it. Brock Lesnar got screwed out of it the last time when they were in Saudi Arabia. He got screwed out of that championship match by the Usos. So, hey, he deserves a rematch. He comes back. He's Brock Lesnar's going to get a rematch if he wants. So, fine. You don't need this. You don't need this. Continue the whole thing with him and Paul Heyman. Get creative with that. Do something else. Have them attack each other. I don't know. Do something else. Why do you waste a number one contender's battle royal on that, right? I would have done. I mean, you could have had, if you want, have had Jeff Hardy win. The crowd popped for him. Have Jeff Hardy win. Not the biggest Jeff Hardy fan, but have Jeff Hardy win. He has a following. You have Jeff Hardy versus Roman Reigns, and you have a decent match. You have a decent main event. Jeff Hardy, Roman Reigns. You know, you make it where Jeff Hardy gets a couple of close falls. He hits the Swanton bomb, gets, you know, almost gets a 3 count on Roman Reigns. The crowd kind of pops. You know, that kind of gets you like, okay, I know Hardy's gonna lose, but oh shit, looks like he's gonna win at this moment. You know, you tell them you have a good main event and you make that number one contender battle royal mean something. I mean, when you have a tournament now, and they've done it with tournaments before. If you have a tournament or you have a battle royal, it's not gonna mean anything. You're not gonna care about it. That's the problem with WWE. You don't care about things. You know, AEW is showing them, and they have a tournament. Look, they're presenting that TBS Women's Championship tournament. They're presenting a great way, man. It's legit, you know, and just every battle royal that they have, you crown a number one contender or the number one contender. When Daniel Bryan won and Daniel Bryan Miro, it was legit. It's a legit. It feels like a sport. It feels legit. And I get it. Look, WWE, I'm not going to bash them. If they want to cater to the kids, cater to the kids. But Jesus Christ, you could do that and also have it make sense and have you care about things. Back in the day, Hogan had his big run as champion, but you cared. You cared about him and his feud with Macho Man and then with the Warrior, and you cared about Jake the Snake Roberts and Ted DiBiase. You hated him. You loved to hate Mr. Perfect and guys like that. Man, it's like they don't get you to care for anything. They're doing a great job with Roman Reigns, and you're caring about that now because, like, man, this guy's running with that title. Who's going to beat him? But you don't care about a lot of other things, and you have all these guys that are fantastic. You know, they're doing a good job with Seth Rollins now. I like what they're doing with him. But they, man, and one more thing of the logic thing though, the War Raiders. Again, I could care less if the War Raiders are used as squash, as jobbers, or they get squash. I don't care. They were great in NXT, but it makes no sense, man. A fierce team like that, the War Raiders, supposed to be fierce. Oh, War Raiders, you know, whatever. And they come out, they have this match, they lose to the Spanish Rick Rudes, ravishing Rick Rude, Spanish guys, with Shinsuke Nakamura and Boog, or whatever the hell his name is. They distract him, they cost him the match, they get a little upset, they get out, and then he starts playing the guitar, and Nakamura and them start dancing all together, and they start pounding on their chest like they don't care that they lost the match. They don't care that they just lost the match because of these guys. I don't get it. I don't understand some of this logic, man. Look, they had a good match today. Cesaro and Sheamus was pretty good, and you know those guys. I would love to see them back as a team. Put them back as a team. Put the Bar. You need some teams there. You need better teams on SmackDown. I used to love the Bar as a tag team. They're legit. Put them back together, or have them have more matches. I'll watch Cesaro and Sheamus all day long. They had a good match, but again, a stupid main event. All this just to book Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns when you didn't have to do that. Just go on with the show. Give us a number one contender battle royal. Get Jeff Hardy out there, or anybody else, or Cesaro again, or Sheamus, whatever. Have them fight Roman. Get a good match out of it. Then after, you could have a stare down between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at the end of that. So that's it, man. Anyway, I'm gonna record this, then I'm gonna go and watch some Rampage, man. AEW is getting me back into watching more wrestling, man. I'm not gonna, man. I was liking SmackDown for a bit. SmackDown was doing good, and Roman Reigns, and I like what they're doing with the Bloodline, and I do love the Roman Reigns heel turn and what they're doing there. But the rest of the show is really lacking. And after the draft, I don't know, it's not falling into place, man. So I'll have more of my thoughts and. But yeah, that's it. That was my snack of the day by the J-Dogg, man. A little SmackDown logic. WWE logic, man. Gotta love it. Let's go watch some Rampage now.